Good evening, everyone. Mrs. Wilton is with us virtually today, but her connection isn't good, so I'll be leading today's meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 7:03 p.m. At this time, Ms. Satowski, could we have a roll call?
Here.
Here.
Ms. Jacobs-Rohan.
Here.
Mr. Paris.
Present.
Mr. Pagoda.
Here.
Ms. Schutz. Present. Ms. Siri.
Present.
Ms. Wilton.
Present.
At this time, we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Our first items for consideration are approval of our past meeting minutes from September 8th, September 15th, and the combined study session and voting minutes meeting from September 23rd. May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Oh, thank you. Any second?
Second. Wilton.
Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Motion's passed. Second item for consideration is the treasurer's report. Under the treasurer's report, we have on 2B, motion for approval of the treasurer's report as presented. 1, the general fund for September 2025. 2, the athletic fund for September 2025. 3, food service fund for September 2025. 4, capital improvement fund 2025. 5, student activities fund September 2025. 6, PA municipal real estate collections September 2025. 7, MBM delinquent real estate collections for September 2025. 8, Keystone Collections earned income and local service tax collections for September 2025. And 9, general fund approval of bills Fund 10 for September 2025. May I have a motion?
Coda, I'll make that motion.
Chaparro, second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. I'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight and our crowd that has joined us. You are small but mighty. Thank you for coming. It's a busy time of year in the district. Some of the sports seasons are rolling up, and some are restarting. So if you're into those kind of things, there's lots to see and do. And then band and orchestra and chorus will be coming soon, so you'll be able to go and experience those. Our students have a lot of opportunities to be involved, and it's good to see that they have things throughout the school year to do and keep them busy inside and outside the classroom. So encourage you to please keep going and encouraging them and being there for them. At this time, we'll have our first hearing of citizens. This is for agenda items only. First hearing of citizens is designated for agenda topics only. If you'd like to speak, please sign in, come up to the podium, state your name and address, and keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. Please keep in mind that the board does not typically respond to public comment, but rather takes the hearing into consideration for future governance. Also, please realize all comments and meetings are recorded. Anyone? Okay. There will be a second hearing of citizens at the end of the meeting for any school-related topics. All right, at this time, we'll move on to 5, motions for approval finance. Mr. Hawk or Ms. Wilton?
I can do it, I guess. Okay. Motion 5A, motion to approve the following change orders and or invoices in conjunction with the Riverview Capital Improvement Project. Oh, there is nothing. Sorry. All right, motion 5B, sorry. Motion to approve the following contracts agreements subject to final review and approval of the solicitor. 1, the agreement between the Riverview School District and Holy Family Specialized Learning for the 2025-2026 school year for Student X. And 2, a memorandum of understanding between Riverview School District and Big Smiles, Pennsylvania for restorative dental services for students. M 2526-002. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion. That's Siri.
Schutz, second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Thank you, Ms. Wilton. At this time, we'll move on to motions for approval under student life. Mr. Pagoda or Mr. Paris?
Sure, yeah, gotcha. Okay, 6A, motion to approve student life items. Number 1, approve budgetary outlines for the student activities and booster groups. Would you like me to read all these out? As listed.
Okay.
Good with that?
Yeah.
Number two, resolution R2225-001, identifying Riverview Music Booster Association, RMBA, as a civic and service association within the definition contained in the Local Option Small Games of Chance Act, Act 1995 of 1990, as amended, established to promote and encourage participation and support for extracurricular activities in the Riverview School District. And number 3, approve facility usage and collaboration for Biddy and Bose Coffee at no cost to them or to the district for life skills training and instruction. Do I have a motion?
Jacobs.
Chaparro, second.
Any discussion on items 1, 2, or 3 for student life? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? And any abstentions? Ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 7 is motions for approval under education. Those items are 7A is motion to approve education items as presented. Permission to dispose of, by donation or destroy 46 sleds, 59 chairs, and 25 tables. 2, assist Jeff Remington STEM of Penn State University with a research grant in regards to AI for all, building the nationwide pipeline from classroom to workforce. And number 3, memorandum of understanding between Riverview School District and the Riverview Education Association, REA, for the creation and hiring of a new ESL, English as a Second Language teacher, in a part-time status of .4 for the 2025-2026 school year. May I have a motion?
Pagoda, I'll make that motion.
Paris, second.
Is there any discussion on these items?
I just really hope we can donate as much as possible.
Yeah.
I'll destroy some slides if you need.
We will do everything we can to donate as opposed to destroy.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? And any abstentions? Motion passes. Number 8, motions for approval under board governance. Ms. Wilton?
Is that me?
I can if you need.
About motion 8A, motion to approve board policies as presented below. Do I have a motion?
I will make that motion.
Paris.
Oh,
I'll second.
yes. Schutz Paris.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. All right, and then motion 8B, approval of board governance memorandum of understanding as presented. 1, memorandums between Riverview School District and the AIU, Allegheny Intermediate Unit for ESL translation services. AM 2526-004, TransPerfect AI portal translation, and B M 2526-005, telephone interpretation services. Do I have a motion?
Siri.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. None. Personnel. Motion 9A, motion to approve for approval of personnel items as presented. 1, resignation due to retirement of Kathleen Lineker as computer technician effective November 4th, 2025. 2, individuals as precision substitutes for the 2025-2026 school year. A, Lindsay Rose Flowers, teacher, emergency certification. B, Jasmine Woodings, teacher, emergency certification and paraprofessional. 3, individuals as bus aid drivers through Allegheny Transportation Services for the 2025-2026 school year. A, Kathleen Ryder, and B, Tracy Moranduzo. 4, consideration of and take action on the employment status of employee number 8549 as follows. A, accept the resignation of employee 8549 effective immediately. B, to approve the separation agreement and release of employee 8549 according to the terms and conditions as presented, subject to the review and approval of the solicitor. Do I have a motion?
Chaparro, so moved.
Jacob, second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Okay, and motion 9B for approval of personnel items as presented. 1, to approve baseball coaches pending any clearance certification and/or health requirements. A, Tim Basilone, the varsity assistant coach, and B, Dan Macios, I probably blew that, varsity assistant coach. And 2, to approve volunteer coaches pending any clearance certification and/or health requirements. A, Travis Dowell, girls basketball. B, Jake Ryder, wrestling. 3, to approve amended athletic director contract with Mr. Andre Carter for the 2026 school year, amending items due to full-time status. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion. Schutz.
Chaparro, second.
Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Thanks, Wendy. We'll now move into our second hearing of citizens. This is designated for all school-related topics. Again, if you'd like to speak, please sign in, come to the microphone, state your name and address, and keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. Keep in mind that the board does not typically respond to public comment, but rather takes these hearings into consideration for future governance. Please also realize that all comments and meetings are recorded. Would anyone like to make any statements? All right. Thank you again all for coming. We're going to now move into our committee reports. The first report is a Finance Committee report. Anything for Mr. Hawk or Ms. Wilton?
Did we skip hearing of citizens for second round? No. Oh, I'm sorry. We just missed it. Sorry about that.
All right, education would be my report. Sorry, I'm having some connectivity issues, so give me 1 second.
I know.
Okay, so from 10th Street, from Dr. Zulkowski, we had iReady diagnostic data meetings on September 25th. They held grade level data meetings with teachers to review results of the first iReady diagnostics. They worked through SIP goals for the 2025-2026 school year. They had an assembly on September 18th with Craig Tornquist about laugh lessons. He visited 10th Street to present laugh lessons, teaching through storytelling, humor, and student participation, powerful messages around kindness, respect, and making good choices. The program was enthusiastically received, and they are grateful to the Allegheny County Pretrial Services Program, who sponsored the assembly free of charge. Big thing every year for our 5th graders, Camp Lutherland was the environmental trip, was held on October 2nd and 3rd. Students engaged in a variety of hands-on learning activities, including stream studies, woodland hikes, nature exploration, and team building. The students' experience promotes environmental stewardship, personal growth, and community building. Feedback from students and parents was extremely positive. On October 28th and 29th is an upcoming assembly for grades 4 and 5. It's the Mayflower program presented by Plymouth Patuxent Museums. It is an interactive assembly with unique living history perspective on experiences of pilgrims and people, and the program is provided free of charge. Marking period ends this Friday. Looking forward to connecting with families during parent-teacher conferences, which will be held on November 3rd from 8 to 6:30. It's an important opportunity to celebrate your students' progress and further strengthen home-school partnerships. From Verner, the Verona Fire Department kicked off Fire Prevention Month with an assembly on October 6th. Firefighters covered what to do if there were a fire in your home and stressed the importance of how to charge devices that have rechargeable batteries. Demonstrated putting on their gear so the students would know what a fire would look like and sound like if they came to your house. Also announced they are sponsoring a poster contest for all grades and an essay contest for grades 5 and 6. Ms. Bernard will be helping students create posters during art class, and Mr. Kahn will be assisting 5th and 6th graders with their essays. Always popular, Lexi the therapy dog, sporting a new hairdo, came to visit on October 7th. Students received no marks for the month of September through their SWPBIS, got to spend time with Lexi. The school-wide positive behavior intervention and support program began giving our cards to staff members to also encourage that, and staff will be drawn on the day 4 for their special incentives. And the students at Verner also participated in Lutherland. UPMC began providing supports to grades 2, 3, and 4 using Leaps and Bounds program, which focuses on improving and practicing positive health behaviors such as safety rules, healthy choices, importance of personal goal setting, roles, understanding positive and negative peer influences, and recognizing personal skills and assets. From the junior senior high, the first 9 weeks does end again this Friday. Observations are currently being scheduled and conducted with teachers. The Challenge Program Fall Kickoff Assembly was canceled due to a loss of a sponsorship by Armor Financial due to funding cut. Current juniors and seniors are eligible for a $200 award for academic achievement, academic growth, STEM, community service, and attendance, and will still receive those awards while the Challenge Program looks for a new sponsor. PSAT was administered to the entire 11th grade on October 8th. The ASVAB was canceled and postponed due to the government shutdown, and parent conferences will be on November the 3rd. That's it for the education report. Safety Committee, do you have a report?
We didn't have a meeting in October because we kind of counted all the staff annual training as the meeting this month, but we will meet again on November 20th. That's it.
Student life. Mr. Pagoda, Mr. Paris?
Yes. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, perfect. So for Werner, they recently had PTO sponsored Penny Wars, and it lasted 2 weeks for all of the different grade levels. And pennies and paper were positive points, and silver change was worth negative. And big congratulations to the 3rd grade for winning the competition. They will receive a catered lunch for their prize. The PTO also sponsored the Halloween festivities for Werner, and those are set to take place on October 31st and starting around 2:40 will be the parade that day. The VIP breakfast was recently hosted on October 6th and 7th, and the after-school yoga has started. As for 10th Street, Mr. Z has started Principal's Coffee, and he had his first one this year on September 24th. It was well attended by parents, and it's an informal event to provide them with an opportunity to ask questions, learn more about the school's operation, share ideas, and more. So he said that it was really great. The Riverview All-Star Board, it continues to be a critical feature to the school-wide PBIS efforts, and it has over 200 individual spaces where students can earn their way onto the board by demonstrating what it means to be ready, respectful, and responsible. And once a row is full, either horizontally or vertically, that row is declared a winner. And so a little over a week ago, 10th Street celebrated their first winning row of the year, and the student who pulled the winning ticket got a lucky lunch, a special pizza lunch with Dr. Z, and the entire winning row got a VIP ice cream sundae party. So congratulations. They also won front row seating at 10th Street's Fire Prevention Assembly with the Oakmont Volunteer Fire Department. Additionally, the Kindness Crew has started at 10th Street, wherein the 6th grade students were invited to apply by completing an interest form and reflecting on why they wanted to be a part of a team that was focusing on kindness, empathy, and positive leadership. And that first meeting is set to be, or was held on Friday, October 17th. And the Kindness Crew will give 10th Street students a stronger voice in shaping and supporting their SWIBIS program throughout the year. We recently did an outdoor movie night on Friday, September 26th at 10th Street, and over 300 students, parents, and community members attended this fun-filled evening. And Dr. Z said that events like this help strengthen school spirit and foster connections among families. In addition to what Ms. Schutt said, Lexi the therapy dog has been all throughout 10th Street. It's 10th Street's beloved therapy dog, and she's visited 3 times already this fall. And during each visit, she spends about several minutes with and in 4 different classrooms, offering students a sense of calm and joy. And for October, Lexi even had a festive makeover where she was trimmed and painted to resemble a giraffe. So all the students really liked that. Picture Day was held on October 1st, and the PTO Fall Book Fair ran from October 7th through the 9th, and it was also open during open house. Moving forward, their 3 screens assembly, also for All Together Now, was held on Wednesday, October 15th, and it promoted character development, unity, and personal responsibility through inspiring video stories and music. And they recently also had their open house on Thursday, October 9th, and that gave the students a chance to proudly showcase their classrooms and their learning areas to their family members. The 2nd annual Fall Festival was also held last Friday, October 17th, and that was held or hosted by the PTO for 10th Street. And It had inflatables, games, costume contests, fall bingo, haunted hallway, and so much more. As for future events, the Halloween parade is set to also take place in 10th Street on Thursday, October 31st at 1:45 p.m. And then that will be followed by the classroom parties from 2 to 3 p.m. As for the junior senior high school, for the art club, they met twice in September and they got started with brainstorming ideas and electing officers. And they also finished their second meeting by painting some signs for possible placement in the cafeteria. As for the Bible Club, they meet every Friday during the school year from 7:25 to 7:37 in the high school library. And the Cultures Club is just getting started, but it's planning its first trip. The French Club is gearing up for their first field trip as well, going to Food Glorious Food to learn how to make artlets. And they also held their first bake sale at the open house to start raising money for the holiday dinner baskets. The Gaming Club is still working on scheduling their first session with Mr. Capson-Bellis. The GSA is working on outreach, trying to expand its membership beyond members of the LGBTQ+ community, and particularly want to welcome students that are straight. It is also hoped that by doing this, it will lessen the hostility some may feel about the LGBTQ+ community and allow kids not in that community to see themselves as perfectly normal adolescents trying their best to get through life. For the gifted programs, the enrichment program has really hit the ground running. They are solidifying groups for longstanding programs such as Bots IQ, Cyber Patriot, and academic games. And for new programs such as English Festival, MathWorks exams, and a local academic lead. This is led by Miss Lubert in the business department. Thank you, Miss Lubert. And Riverview won a substantial grant from the Arconic earlier this year and used the funds to purchase VEX work cells, which replicate an authentic full capability robotic assembly line. I'm glad that they provided that definition because I would not have known what that would have done. As for Model UN, the team is preparing to host its just hosted its fourth annual RMUNC on Monday, October 13th. That was a great time. I got to co-chair one of the rooms, and to say that I was really proud of the students would be an understatement. And also to say that I was really proud of the fact that even more schools were in attendance this year, so much so that the entire cafeteria was full of students, and they even had overflow into the band room because we just didn't have enough seating for lunch. So that was really impressive. They also have some other upcoming conferences coming up at the University of Pittsburgh, in Gannon University, and also History Day is winding up. Inclusive Leaders Club had their bocce season, which starts late November, but the students will start meeting next week to hatch out their first school-wide awareness day, which will be their kindness day. The junior class has also taken the reins and has toured Green Oaks Country Club as a possible venue for prom. And they've also toured the Oakmont Elks as a possible venue for prom. So we'll stay tuned. As for the junior high student council, they're also off to a great start, and they began their year with returning 8th graders, getting the students started with supporting their first junior high town hall and also Spirit Day. Key Club is set to meet last week on October 14th to discuss the committees on Mess Fest, the junior high dance, and Santa letters. NHS has sent out invitation letters to juniors and seniors who have a cumulative GPA of 3.6 or above. And on Monday, October 6th, all the students were invited to an after-school meeting to review the NHS requirements and application process guidelines. Along with the 15 hours of community service, the applications are due by Friday, October 24th at 2:20 p.m. So don't forget, students. PJAS has most of their students who are participating now having decided on their topics and are working to develop their research plan to complete the necessary paperwork and registration. SAD hosted their first meeting last week on Wednesday, the 15th. So we'll find out what was discussed and what's going to come up next time. For the senior class, they had their first meeting on Monday, October 6th, and all of the officers met with Ms. Steiner to discuss the Powder Puff game, senior Halloween breakfast, and to organize senior t-shirts. The Spanish Club also held their first interest meeting on Wednesday, October 8th, and the new officers were elected. The membership agreement and presidential votes were due by Wednesday, October 15th. So the club officers will meet to finalize the club's budget outline for board approval, which I believe we just did this evening. Student Council also held a debriefing meeting on September 24th, 2025, which reflected on this year's homecoming events and plan upcoming activities. The members agreed that homecoming was a great success, highlighting strong school spirit, creative decorations, and an enthusiastic turnout at both the halftime show identified for improvement included ordering more drinks for next year's dance, and Student Council also voted to host an Optimistic October Challenge, where a new positivity challenge will be posted each day on the Student Council bulletin. Has gone full swing, and they're sold out of sweatshirts at open house, so that's amazing. The direct-to-film printer is supposed to come next week so that the students will start making designs this week to test out. And last but not least, yearbook. They're finishing up taking pictures of fall sports as the seasons wind down, and they're also in the process of learning the varsity software by creating spreads for different sections. Their theme this year revolves around space and the solar system. That's all for now.
Thanks, Antonio. Next would be the Policy Committee. Really don't have anything at this time. Our next meeting is in November as we move forward. And then the next would be PSBA Liaison. Antonio, do you have any report?
No, I will definitely have a more comprehensive report next month, but right now I'm currently at the PSBA PA School Leadership Conference, and it's really nice to meet with different school board directors to hear about how they do things and also how we're doing an amazing job because a lot of their issues we just don't have. So that's also a positive note to thank our administration because without them, a lot of these things would not be happening. So thank you guys. But I look forward to sharing more next month.
Thank you. Item 12, delegate reports. A will be communications and marketing. Ms. Chaparro.
Yes, thank you. So Dr. Turk has been doing an awesome job on communications and marketing front. I'll try to skim through this. I sent over the report, which includes some example graphics of some of the social media stuff that he's put together recently. To start, most of the articles and posts lately have been recapping various events around the district, whether they be athletic or academic events or activities, field trips, recaps, etc. Some of these were the Fiesta event held that was mentioned, STEM activities, junior high town hall, PPG's behind the scenes look, Cyber Patriot robotics, Camp Lutherland trip. And there's a bunch of examples, like I mentioned, of those. We're trying to use sort of a similar graphic theme if we don't have actual pictures of students to at least just give a little bit of color and something, seasonal to represent the activity or the sporting event or whatever it may be. In addition to those updates, also continuing to keep the photos on the main website updated and the slideshow with all the current events, and also updating that with the superintendent's bulletin, food services updates, and the director of finance and operations page, which includes budget information and more. Social media in particular, doing updates through the sports season and athlete performances specifically on X or Twitter, and try to use the student photos whenever possible, or some of the graphics that I mentioned. Also posting those on Facebook. October 6th, we had some issues and we were getting some error messages with Twitter, but that has since been worked out. It was some sort of a security kind of blocking thing that was addressed, and we're back online with that now. We also spotlighted staff, so anytime we have a new staff member or a new coach, we try to do a little follow-up, a little profile on them to get people to be familiar with who they are. The new fitness coach was one example. We also have been continuing to work on the issue with the athletics website, as it looks a lot spiffier, but it doesn't function the same way as our old site. So we've still been trying to figure out kind of workarounds and options for moving that forward. Mr. Carter and Dr. English had a meeting, I think with Dr. Turk as well, and the vendor to figure out some options and some action steps going forward. So that was the main project at this time. I also just want to mention, end of the season stuff with sports. Girls playoff soccer game is tomorrow night. I know we have another football game coming up as well. The boys soccer team did well, but did not come out on top on Saturday. So exciting kind of wrap up for fall sports. I know cross country also did really well at their last meets. Sorry if I'm missing any of them, but
Golf.
Oh, and golf, that's right. They are competing in states, right? So is that today?
Right now.
Okay. So yeah, lots of fun end of season things. So congrats to all the student athletes. And then before we know it, we'll be into winter sports.
Thanks,
That's
Ms.
it. Thank you.
Thanks, Ms. Chaparro. The next would be Forbes delegate, and unfortunately, Ms. Garabay isn't with us this evening, and there's no report. Legislative delegate report. Ms. Siri.
Thank you. I have all good news. It's all fabulous. So there continues to be no state budget, as I previously reported, and it's in my written report. The House has passed a budget and is just acted on a budget passed by the state Senate just recently at the beginning of the month. And any budget passed by the House will then go back to the Senate, and I'm sure will be adjusted again. And there's no end to this situation at this point. The governor is going to have several bills that I'm going to talk about here in a moment that he will be signing, may have already signed since they were passed. The last information I had was from earlier last week. So the State House passed Senate Bill 160, which was the general appropriations bill that I talked about. They did make some changes and amendments, so it will go back to the Senate. House Bill 145, unemployment compensation for striking workers. This would remove existing language that doesn't allow for people who are on strike to collect unemployment. It's not really relevant to a school setting, as our employees generally make up that time. There are a lot of laws and calculations that have to be done if school employees go on strike. So this doesn't really seem to be applicable to schools necessarily. Senate Bill 246, which I've talked about, I believe, in September, is a weapons notification. It requires schools to notify all parents and employees when a student, parent, educator, or other individual is found to be in possession of a weapon on school grounds. There has been some intent by PSBA to work with the Department of Ed to ensure guidance is given to districts that's very clear in how that information needs to be crafted so that it does not prohibit law enforcement from doing their job. And then the next one is House Bill 1701, school facilities inventory. It was very unclear exactly what they mean by facility inventory, so I need to look more into what they mean by that. But generally, they also want to oversee building condition assessments, which wouldn't be an issue in Riverview, but I know is a challenge in other places in the state and across the country regarding like condition of buildings. Passed by the Senate. We had House Bill 1405, Veteran Service Experience for CTE. So this is just providing veterans the option to go to CTEs to provide educational experiences for students and get a certification without having to go back to school to become an educator. There also were 2 different hearings recently in Harrisburg, one the Senate Education Committee and Communications Technology Committee had a joint hearing to talk about AI. I put a link in my report to be able to watch the hearing if people wanted. And then the other was the House Agricultural and Rural Affairs and Education Committee held a joint hearing to discuss the Keystone Fresh Act, trying to create opportunities for investment to increase the quantity and variety of local products that we can purchase for school lunches and other school meals. And then just a note, there is a continued government shutdown at the federal level with no federal budget, and the federal budget runs from September 1st to August 31st. And that's all I have at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Siri. Eastern Area Delegate Report, anything?
Yeah, not much. We met at the end of September, and that was more of just a welcome back and kind of debrief of the beginning of school. We have another meeting on Thursday, so I'll have a little bit more comprehensive report of like how things have been going this fall, but not too much to report on Eastern Area at this time.
Thank you. Yep. Item 13 is the solicitor's report. Mr. Muscante, do you have anything for us?
Yes, just to report that we've reviewed different contracts and provided comments on those to the district. We addressed a student residency matter and a student disciplinary matter, and also various personnel issues. That's all I have.
Great. Thank you. Item 14 is that we did have an executive session prior to this meeting tonight at 6 o'clock to review the superintendent evaluation and a personnel matter. Anything further? Anyone? Okay. At this point, I'd like to have a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting at 7:46 p.m.
I'll make that motion.
Siri, second.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming.